Welcome to my channel, the Garden of Eden. So, I have a message. I'll say the most important relationship that a man, that a boy, that a guy, a male figure will have in their life. I could say one of the most important, but right now I'm gonna stick with, and I'm sticking true to the fact that the most important relationship a man will have in relationships is with his mother, is with his mother. And I say mother, I am speaking of his biological mother, the mother who carried him within her body, the woman that was his carrier for months. For the most part, you know, the duration is a whole nine months, 37 weeks, 40 weeks. They go full term, past the, not just at 9 months, but the whole 3-4 weeks of the 9 months. I mean, right at 10 months, 40 weeks. So I'm talking about that mother. I'm talking about that woman. That is the most important relationship that a male figure will have. So it's, you know, it's a strategy of mine. You know, I have one son this far in life. I have one son, child. And I do at times, you know, a lot of people don't like that whole notion of having a favorite child, you know. But for me, it's a strategy. Being a strategic me. I lead on and say that my son is my favorite child. You know. And that is because I have always realized that the relationship that my son has, the relationship that we develop, the bond that we have together, you know, not to say the relationship that I have with my girls is not important. I'm not saying that. However, I definitely believe that me developing a very strong, healthy bond with my son is very important. It's important in his life, for him, but it's even more important to the women that he will interact with throughout life. The female friends, on to the female girlfriends, on to the female wife that he will interact with. All of those interactions boil down to his relationship with me. And I realized that. I believe that this became very important to me as well, if I must say. This became very important to me because of deriving from the relationship that I feel like I had or have, or, you know, had growing up, or maybe even the lack thereof of a relationship that I had with my father. With the men in my life. So me being a woman, the relationship that I had with men in my life. it became very important to me that the man that I carry and that I have this my son, this direct connection with, became important to me that I have a healthy relationship with him so that he will leave out from me, from my nest, and care about having healthy relationships with other women. That means a lot to me, that he has healthy relationships with other women. So that's why at times I often cater to my son as opposed to my girls. Yeah, it's important to me, and I attempt to show my son the utmost respect. My son. Yeah, he's my son. I'm the mother. But it's important to me that I show him respect, a courtesy for him being my son, being my male child. I have the utmost respect for him. Even at times, and I throw my hands up, thank the Lord. I haven't had much trouble out of my son. But it's been things, it's been, I hate to say normal things, but it's been things, even if it's just, him raising his little voice at me. Even in disciplining him, it's important to me to remain respectful, even in disciplining him. And it's not the easiest thing now, they kind of go against each other even, if you listen, if you just really listen to it right off. These things are not always easy. Respecting your child, I'm going to respect my child while he's raising his voice at me. So that's not easy, because first thing I want to do is raise my voice back at him, and let him know who's boss. That's what my first mind want to do. But I understand the deeper understanding. I have a deeper understanding of that thing, to where I won't allow my lower nature, my ego, to, oh, he got loud with me, oh, he in my house, think he gonna talk to me like this, and now I'm yelling and I'm screaming at my son, and I'm talking down on him, and I'm talking bad to him, and I'm calling him a little boy, even when he's a little boy. No. And I'm not telling you that I have this perfect and have this, but I'm just telling you, this is my relationship with my child. This is something I work on. I see the importance of it, okay? From how I was treated by men over the years, and I just always ask myself, like, why? How do men get to where they treat women a certain way, or not treat them a certain way? They become abusive. They're very unhealthy towards women, a woman. I'm talking about, often these are women that they're dating, women they say they love, women they're in relationships with, women they sleep with, women they live with. But this is how they treat you. And oftentimes I see, like, they really, this is what I've seen, this is from my observation, they don't know any better. It's not like they know better and they just do it for the fun, or do it because they feel like you deserve it. No. They're doing and treating you how they know. Like, that's how they were trained. This is what they saw. This is what they experienced. This is what's given to them. It wasn't made important to them. It wasn't a raised awareness to them on the ways of treating a woman. Somebody probably told them, oh, you don't talk to a woman like that. Yeah, you telling me that, but I'm looking at you and the way you're treating my mother. The way I've seen you treat or talk to different women. So I'm gonna go by that. You're training me as I see this, as me as a man, a male child growing up, and I'm watching the behavior of my father, the behavior of my uncle, the behavior of the men around me. And the most close thing is you're watching your father, how he treats your mother. So this begins to be trained in you, conditioned, programmed in your mind that this is how I am to treat women. So even as this male child gets older and teenage, and now he's a young adult, maybe he begins to catch on like there's another way. I seen how Daddy did Mama, how he talked to her. That ain't right. So he could know that ain't right. He may even had times and moments where Daddy told him, boy, don't you ever talk to a woman like that. Don't disrespect no woman. Or he had an uncle or just a old head in the hood tells him, and then told throughout the years, oh, you don't disrespect no woman. So he's hearing this. But that ain't what he experienced. So what kind of experience did he have as a male child when it comes to watching the way women are treated? So now, here he is, he's getting what he was trained to do, and now here he is as a grown man in a relationship, in and out of relationship, friendships, dealings with women, and he's treating them like he's been trained. He don't know any better. He's doing what he's been taught. So the other side of that, the most important relationship a male child would have would be with his mother. How his mother treats him. Ladies, so we so quick and we so ready to get us a man, and we want a man who's gonna have us a man, so that we can disrespect him and talk down to him and control him and control his every move, tell him what he ain't gonna do. We want a man so bad. But the man that we have created, the man that came out of our womb, we neglect him. We look over him because, I'm the mama. You don't want nothing. I made you. I brought you in this world. I can take you out. But we want to add another man to our life. We want a boyfriend. But the man-child that we created, that lived within us, we neglect. And we wonder why we can't keep a good man. Yeah. Be active and more caring about the relationship you have with the sons, the male children that you carried in your body. Let's start there first. Let's start right there first. Because those male children will grow up and will treat other women just how you treated him. Just how he saw you allow Daddy to treat you. So now this man who watched his mother go through certain treatment, so now he expects for his girl, the women in his life are supposed to respond and act like his mother. Daddy talked to mama however he wanted. Mama didn't have very much to say. So, now this man expects for you to not have very much to say when he's talking and addressing to you. Like, how dare you stand up for yourself? He's not used to that. Yeah. Like I definitely, after you get of a certain age, you're responsible for your own life and your own business. The way you do business. You can use the excuse of how you was raised, but it won't help you. It won't benefit you any. You know, all you do, you're giving away your power when you say, well, that's how we're raised. That's just how my daddy was. After you get of a certain age, you have the right to change your mind. You have the right to gather your own facts. You have the right to act and respond in a different way. So it's your responsibility as a man. It's your responsibility of how you're going to treat people. How are you going to treat women? It's up to you. So now these men, they have unhealthy relationships with every woman in their life, every woman they've ever met, and 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna tell you how it happens because it's so crazy, So the way he treats or mistreats these women derived and come from the way he saw his mother treated, or the way his mother treated him or mistreated him. So now he's older, and now he has no healthy relationships. He never really has. His outlook on relationships and his outlook on women are bad and negative. He talks down about them. He talks bad about them. They all are no good in his mind. But you want to know the one person that he cherishes to this day. That's who the one woman in his life that he cherishes. That, and I'm not saying that she shouldn't. Oh, he cherishes his mother. You talking about she gets the utmost respect. Now I'm thinking of Stockholm Syndrome, The person that neglects us and mistreats us and sometimes abuses us. That's who we respect. That's who we love. Like, that's who we're connected to. That's who we have the utmost respect for, is the one that neglected us, mistreated us, the one that looked over us, the one that was not there, the one that allowed daddy to mistreat you, son, the woman, the mother that you love. You have not found any woman in your life that will do right by you. All women in your head is no good, and every relationship you done had has been unhealthy. It's deriving from growing up as a child and watching the way mama allowed daddy to treat her, or the way mother would treat you and mistreat you because of how daddy mistreated her. But now older, you can't develop any healthy relationships, but the one relationship that you do have that means so much to you is the mother. You see? It's a thing. It's a real thing that's going on out here. So, ladies, you trying to wonder and figure out, like this man that, you feel like in your head, you're like, oh, he got good potential, you know what I'm saying? He's a good person. But when it comes to in a relationship, he's just like no good in a relationship. Not to 10 that derives from the relationship he had, or the lack thereof relationship he had with his mother, with his parents. So, to the mothers, the women that I'm talking to, the most important relationship that your son child will have on this earth is going to be with you. How you treat him, how you talk to him, how you deal with him, and what you allow him to see you go through, what you allow him to witness you experience from other men. It's important. Yeah. Big ups, Tony Gaskin. Was watching another video of his, and what was the name of that video? The biggest mistakes, the biggest mistake that a man makes in a relationship. That's one of his more recent videos. The biggest mistake that men make in relationships. And he was saying how the man don't really nurture his relationship or nurture his woman, but he looks to pick fights with her. He looks to get under her skin. He has little control issues. He finds little ways to try to control her, especially when he knows that particular woman cares for him or loves him. His mind doesn't say, oh, she really cares for me, so I'm going to care for her even more, and I'm going to nurture her. I'm going to listen to her. No, his mind registers and says that he's going to try to manipulate her, because I got her. So I got mind control over her. That stance and attitude when you know someone cares for you. And that's the part that stuck with me. And I'm just like, how could that happen? Like, in your mind, you're like, oh, I got her, she loved me. And what did he say? He said, yeah. So the guy see he's in a relationship and he see how the woman's posting on Facebook that, oh, I'm in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? She posting her different videos, saying, how she popping and, life is good, she playing a certain song, she sharing certain songs, letting everybody know that, she doing good. She got her man good, So then it gets to a certain point of the relationship where that man begins to get comfortable, and now he's becoming disrespectful, and now she noticing, at least, he probably been doing it, he been disrespectful, but now she's noticing how, he's like very unhealthy, he's a little toxic, he don't know how to talk to me, yeah. So it's a real thing. So to the women and to the mothers, I know and realize that you're the adult, you're the parent, you're the mother. Your son child is a child. And I understand that dynamic. But try a new approach. At the end of the day, your child, he's just 7 now, he's 15 now, but soon he will be a grown man out here in the world. And I myself, I like to try to treat him as such, while setting my rules, while letting him know what will go on and what will not go on, what's good for him, what's best for him. Okay? I won't even say what's best for him, because me myself, I like to leave room and leeway for my children, my son, to make their own choices. I definitely like to give my opinion. I like to kind of maybe even steer them in a certain direction, but I leave it to my children. I trust my training. I trust my prayers that my children will make good decisions for themselves. And not all the time will they make good decisions. Allow them to learn from those mistakes. We try to save our children from every mistake, every error, and we can't do that. We're not able to save our children from every bad and negative situation. And to the men, if you know and realize that you are a man, a gentleman, and you know how you treat or how you feel towards the female people, the female energy, how you feel towards women, If you think all of them really ain't no good, ain't mounted nothing, that energy, that outlook, it came from somewhere. It started from somewhere. Go back and check that thing. Check with self. Go back and check on that trauma of when that happened that made you, at this time, have no respect for women at all, have issues with developing healthy relationships with any woman. That came from somewhere. Okay? And then you begin, you men, you have little girls now. And the last thing you want to see is some boy mistreating, talking down to, disrespecting your little girl. But that's how you have done just about every woman you have ever dealt with. Neglect them, mistreat them, disrespect them, lie to them. You did it to just about every woman you have dealt with. And now you have a daughter. And now you wish one of them little boys would try to disrespect your child. Like, really? Like, think about that. It's not funny. Okay? I had to get that message out. That right there was a must. And I definitely know that this video will be helpful to men and women, mothers and sons. Oh, this is very important for mothers that are raising. Yeah, I feel like that's, this is really who this message was to, if anything. Mothers raising sons. We have to treat those sons, our children in general, have to be more attentive, more caring. Don't be such the disciplinary, because you stay on your kids, don't make you the good or the best mother. Yeah, because they scared of you. Yeah, they say put a little fear in them, I don't believe in that. Fear, in my opinion, fear, let's say, which this is another topic, even discussing the devil. But so you can understand where I'm coming from. Fear is of the devil. Yeah, fear. Is fear good or bad? Fear the devil or the Lord? Fear. So I know this is just a personal thing, I wouldn't want to instill the devil, instill a negativity into my child. Period. That's just me. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Press the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. And I cannot leave this video without saying love and light.